Welcome to the Solo Promoter Podcast. This show is one guy, me, talking about tabletop pro wrestling and fighting games, including Filsinger Games, Legends of Wrestling, Champions of the Galaxy, Go Fight Pow, and much more. Welcome to the show. My name is Grant Bachoco. This is episode number 94. Now, before we get started, I want to send out a special thank you to all the Golden Circle channel members. These are the folks who've gone to solopromoter.com on their desktop computer and clicked the join button. Golden Circle channel members get exclusive videos. They get to see all these videos and hear these podcasts before they are released. And they also get a video recording of the podcast episodes themselves. So if you'd like to join the Golden Circle and help support all the content from solopromoter.com, head on over there, click the join button, and we'd be happy to have you. Well, I want to start off with some updates of what's been going on my tabletop. I played several cards of the new Champions of the Galaxy Game Edition, and I want to get back into it. I've had a little summer travel going on, and I have some summer travel coming up in the weeks ahead. So I don't know when that's going to be, but I hope to get back and start rolling some dice. Anyway, I always find that it's easier to come up with storylines if you're playing regularly. And I've kind of been toying a little bit with setting up just a regular time to play where I just go, okay, Sunday night, 4 p.m., no matter what else I'm doing, this is actually my game time. So we will see. Unfortunately, as I said, I had some travel recently and some travel coming up. So it's a little bit more, and some shows and things like that. So it's a little more difficult to set that time. But that's kind of what I'm looking into. I'm just hoping to get back to Champions of the Galaxy because it is just, I'm enjoying this new game edition and want to continue playing it. For Legends of Wrestling, I don't know, my feds are a little bit of a mess. I mean, they're all in a perfect stasis from where they were, but I've been really thinking more and more about reorganizing everything and just having one fed and kind of expanding out of that. I want this fed to be like the WWF in that those are the only wrestlers I use. I want to use other wrestlers as well. Kind of make it like my Hollywood Elite Wrestling fed that I play out online. But I don't know, there's a lot of thought process that's going into that. And we will, I don't know, I got to keep thinking. Keep thinking on that. But there's so many great new Legends of Wrestling cards that I want to use that I want to get back to it. But I do get to use them in Hollywood Elite Wrestling, and Hollywood Elite Wrestling is chugging along. The big news is that Bruno Sammartino lost in the finals of the Tournament of Legends, and that is a tournament that I do every time there's a new set of cards where the winner of the tournament gets an automatic title shot against the champion. Current champion is Kurt Angle. And what happened was it came down to Haku and Bruno Sammartino in the finals. Probably not a huge surprise there of those being the final two. And Haku rolled snake eyes. He beat Bruno Sammartino. So it was quite a shock to everybody who was watching along. And if you've seen that video, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. But then I kind of did this thing. I did this once with Buddy Rogers, where I just know that like the Buddy Rogers card and this Bruno Sammartino card are supposed to be amazing cards. You know what I mean? Like they're legends. I mean, Buddy Rogers, Bruno Sammartino, they're legends. So what I wanted to do with Bruno Sammartino is he comes back after this loss and he just says, I have to earn my way to the championship. I'm going to do that by beating everybody in my way. So then what I did was I looked at my rankings and was like, who's got the same record as Bruno? Because Bruno won several matches to get into the finals of that tournament, and then he just has one loss. So I was like, oh, who has a 3-1 record that can match Sammartino that I could put him up against, and then I assume he's going to beat them and then just keep beating people until he earns that title shot. Well, it was Jim Londos, and they had a hell of a match. And this was on a pre-show for Hollywood Elite Wrestling. So the pre-show's videos are only for Golden Circle channel members. And that was one of the greatest matches I've ever rolled out in Hollywood Elite Wrestling. And spoiler alert, Bruno Sammartino lost. I will say he barely lost, but he did lose. And so, you know, I had this big plan to have him just challenge his way up to the top, and he loses. I did the same thing. This is why I mentioned Buddy Rogers earlier. I did the same thing with Buddy Rogers because I was playing and I realized, wow, this Buddy Rogers card is a great card and I haven't used him in a long time. So I want to throw him in there and I want to, he's the storyline where he's going to beat all these people and he's going to move all the way to the top. And I forget who, but the very first, I think he won one match in this thing and then he lost to somebody. It was like a Val Venus or something. I don't know. It was just like, okay, I can't make these plans. This is not going to work because the dice are too random. So that's where I am with Hollywood Elite Wrestling, wondering what to do about Bruno because I don't know. He's in Hollywood Elite Wrestling anyway. He's not doing that great. Got some new Go Fight Pal cards this week, and I will have a video up on solopromoter.com of the unboxing and some gameplay for them. I'm also working with Eric from Go Fight Pal on doing a giveaway for one of these recent Go Fight Pal sets. So stay tuned to Solo Promoter. Stay tuned to the community tab on solopromoter.com because that's where I always put those giveaways up there. And we have a Champions of the Galaxy new game edition set coming up too, but that's later in August will be that giveaway. But the other thing that I've been doing with Go Fight Pal is since the beginning of Go Fight Pal, I have been using a cheap spiral-bound 50-cent drugstore notebook to keep all my results in. And if you're familiar with my channel, if you've watched a lot of my videos, you know that, well, it's been over a year now, well over a year. I bought a bunch of hardcover Moleskine notebooks that I'm writing my results in. And I just decided that I wanted to put all my Go Fight Pal results into the hardcover book. And so I've slowly been transcribing cards over to the hardcover book. Now, where this becomes a problem is a lot of times whenever I play Go Fight Pal, I usually film it. I usually record it for the Solo Promoter channel. And so when I'm writing down results, I'm just quickly writing down results. Now, I will usually take those results and type them into Obsidian, but as I've mentioned on the podcast before, I'm kind of moving away from Obsidian. So that's not something that I'm currently doing. So I'm just slowly transcribing these. And so my handwriting isn't always the best. And I got to kind of work out like, wait, who is this person? And I have played, I think 88 cards, I think, Go Fight Pal cards. And I've only transcribed up to 12. So I have some way to go. But what I'm just trying to do is like a couple of them a week to get them done and get them in there. So eventually I'll have this nice record of my entire Go Fight Pal history. Well, I wanted to talk about something today, and it kind of goes back to what I was talking about with Hollywood Elite Wrestling, and that is the idea of when you get a new set or when you get new cards, and this could work for Go Fight Pal, this could work for Filsinger Games. I'm mainly talking about Filsinger Games here, but when you get a new set of cards, do you plug them in immediately to their spots, meaning main eventers go directly to the main event, mid-carders go directly to the mid-card, and bottom of the card guys go directly to the bottom card? And when I say guys, I mean wrestlers. Or do you start everybody at the bottom? That's kind of what I'm talking about here. Personally, I always try to start new guys at the bottom. That's usually what I do. Now, I will bring in, if I'm bringing in a main eventer or somebody who should be a big name, I will put them in against enhancement talent or somebody who I think they could probably pretty easily beat. It doesn't always work that way, as I've already said. But that's normally what I will do. So I will, if I'm bringing in new legends or even if I'm bringing in new Champions of the Galaxy guys, I will have them debut against lower card guys and then work their ways up. Now for champions, you have these kind of built-in feuds already. So sometimes I do have them go after whoever they're feuding for, but if, say for example, Pinnacle in this new game edition, Pinnacle is a main eventer, he is a heavy hitter, I would not put him up against my champion right away. right? I would have him win, even if he's feuding, even when the handbook comes out, if he's currently feuding with the champion that is my current champ, with the wrestler that is my current champion, I won't put him up against that to try and get a title shot right away. I will make him sort of earn his shot. But that being said, with this game edition, which you'll see on the videos that I post to this channel, Perfect Specimen was my champion. And now Perfect Specimen is gone. Or maybe he's Pinnacle. We don't know yet. But he's gone, right? So, and Pinnacle is kind of in charge of the entire myth worlds. He's Godsend's avatar. So he's kind of in charge of the entire thing. And he's sort of, he's not really a commissioner, but he can sort of say what happens. And so I did put him in the big title picture at the beginning, but that is a super, super rare occurrence. Usually, even a guy like Monolith, even a guy like Chaos, they would come in and they would have to win some matches before they immediately got the shot in the main event of the, because you think of main event, you think of whoever your big champion is. And those guys would definitely have to earn their way up. And that's just what I want to talk about. And I'm curious what folks listening do. So please comment on the video or comment on the thread and let me know what you do. Do you hotshot guys right to the main event, or do you make them earn their shot? I kind of make them earn their shot. That's what I do. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. It's a bit of a shorter episode here today. If you have a topic you'd like the show to cover, leave it in the comments. And please make sure to subscribe or follow wherever you are listening to this. You can check out my personal feds at gwfpromoter.com or lowpromoter.com. The theme song is American Guy by Throwing Toasters, used by permission and available on Apple Music, Spotify, and anywhere you get your music. This podcast is not affiliated in any way with any gaming company or their subsidiaries. It is purely for entertainment purposes. This episode is copyright 2024 Saturday Morning Media, Grandpa Choco, executive producer, all rights reserved. www.saturdaymorningmedia.com.